Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. I have something special for you today. This gorgeous 2019 Infiniti Q60 Red Sport 400 all-wheel drive that we have for sale. We acquired this directly from Infiniti Financial Services. This was actually a corporate vehicle. One of the perks of being one of the big wigs, one of the suits at Infiniti Corporate, is you get a demo vehicle. And usually they drive them for a couple of years, and then when they retire them, they make them available in closed sales for just Infiniti stores. So this is where this one came from. And usually when you work as a DOM, a dealer operations manager or something like that for Infiniti, you're traveling a lot. So usually when they do have demos, they're not putting that many miles on them because a lot of times they're parked at their home while they're out traveling around the country, visiting the dealerships and stuff that they work at. Or you can have other jobs besides a DOM at corporate. You can be a corporate trainer. A lot of great positions. So this is where this came from. It's one owner clean Carfax. It's been serviced and checked by our Infiniti certified techs, and we might actually decide to end up certifying it. I haven't decided yet, but maybe after this video is made, we might go ahead and make it certified pre-owned as well. This one only has 7,870 miles at the time of making this video. Very, very low mileage for 2019. Most people average 13,000 miles a year in the United States. So in 2021, with only that many miles, very, very low miles. And also, this thing is almost as loaded as you can get. Aside from like an accessory wheel and tire package, I think this is pretty close to loaded. Really nice color combination on liquid platinum on Monaco red. Really a beautiful color combination. I love those Monaco red seats. And this wasn't cheap, $67,080. So this one's pretty close to loaded. Base MSRP of $57,000. So this has about $10,000 worth of equipment on it. So it's always good to look at the fine print, because maybe you might see another Q60 that's priced a little bit cheaper, but if this has $10,000 more equipment and that one's a base one, obviously it might be worth the $2,000 premium. In my case, I think I would pay $2,000 to have a fully loaded one versus a base one, but everyone's different. So going over the packages, proactive package was $2,850. That gives you intelligent cruise control, distance control assist, lane departure prevention with active lane control, so it will stop you. That's mainly for the highway. It's not for driving around town, but the lane departure warning and active lane control will keep you centered in your lane. Basically it steers itself in the lane. Gentle bends in the highway, it will steer around there too, but you have to pay attention. It's not autonomous driving. It's supposed to reduce driver fatigue, so you pay attention, but yeah, the car will keep itself centered and it will follow small bends in the highway, and with the adaptive cruise control, it will move the flow of traffic. So it is very close to self-driving, but like I said, you got to pay attention because it doesn't always, keep it in the lane if it can't read the lane marker clearly. Sometimes if a vehicle pulls in front of you quickly or you change lanes quickly, it might not identify that vehicle in front of you. So you can't always count on these safety features. You have to, keep an eye on yourself. Maybe a couple of years from now, they'll have fully autonomous cars where you can take a nap. You can work, you don't have to pay attention. But we're not at that point now, but we're getting there. And Infiniti, they have pioneering technology, which is getting us closer and closer to autonomous vehicles. Going back to the build sheet, then we have the direct adaptive steering. So this has a steer-by-wire system. The Q50 and the Q60 were some of the first Infinitis to have direct adaptive steering. So basically during normal driving, there's no mechanical connection to the front wheels. It's all handled by electric motors and computers. So you have full control of the steering. You can program it like a video game controller. You can make the steering heavier, faster like a race car, or you can make it lighter and slower like a luxury car. It also can filter out unwanted feedback, like if you hit a rut in the road or a pothole that would jerk the wheel. That won't be the case. Eventually, Infiniti wants to do away with the steering column completely. You have a big metal tube going through the firewall for crash worthiness, and just building the vehicle components around that big metal shaft going through the firewall for the steering column and stuff like that. It just makes it a lot more complicated. And with autonomous driving, if you can have the steering controlled by computers versus mechanically, that's gonna make a big difference too. So that's why Infiniti is pioneering on this technology. But worry not, right now there still is a mechanical backup, so if there is a catastrophic loss of power, you do have a mechanical steering rack that will kick in so you can steer the vehicle to a safe stop. All right, going back to the build sheet, so much to cover. Okay, blind spot intervention, blind spot warning, adaptive front lighting system, so it'll turn the lights into the corners so you can see a little bit better at night. High beam assist, front pre-crash seatbelts, an advanced climate control system that cleans and filters the air. Then we have the Pro Assist package giving you blind spot warning, backup collision intervention, around view monitor with moving object detection, front and rear sonar, and rain sensing wipers. Then we have the silver optic interior trim. We have the Infiniti Radiant illuminated kick plates, Infiniti Radiant welcome lighting, so the whole underneath of the vehicle will light up at nighttime. Really creates a cool ambient effect, especially when it's parked in the garage. Really cool stuff. That was $465 for that. Infiniti interior ambient lighting. So there is some ambient lighting in the interior as well. For instance, there's some lights in the cup holders here. And then you have a switch right here where you can shut it on or off, or you can control the brightness of the ambient lighting. So that's a nice feature as well. And that was $510 for that. Then we have the carbon fiber package, $22.80, where you actually have real carbon fiber. So we have a carbon fiber rear dick lid spoiler, carbon fiber exterior mirror covers, carbon fiber fog lamp finishers, and carbon fiber fender vents. All right, let's get out and take a look around the vehicle. There's a beautiful Monaco red interior, the beautiful silver exterior. With the Red Sport package, you get all the sporty hardware standard. You have a dynamic digital suspension, so you can adjust the suspension settings. You have larger brakes, you get the red painted calipers, 19-inch sport wheels, and here are some of the carbon fiber accents you get with that carbon fiber package. Carbon fiber mirror covers. Rear wheel drive is standard, intelligent all-wheel drive is optional. Obviously, all-wheel drive is a little bit better in our wet, slippery weather here in the Pacific Northwest, and it will allow you to take advantage of that 400 horsepower all year round. Obviously, in the dry, maybe the rear wheel drive might be a little bit faster, but this will run circles around a rear wheel drive Red Sport. This all-wheel drive system is racing inspired. It was derived from an early version of the Nissan Skyline GTR. They've been using this all-wheel drive system on Infinitis for about since the early 2000s. It's very reliable. It uses an electromagnetic differential to activate the all-wheel drive system, so it can activate the all-wheel drive very quickly. Under normal driving conditions, it'll be 100% rear-wheel drive, but as soon as those rear wheels slip, in a matter of milliseconds, it can send up to 50% of the vehicle's power to the front wheels. They do that to improve gas mileage, reduce premature tire wear, and it gives it the feel of a rear-wheel drive sports car. We got some more carbon fiber here. And look at the front end styling of this Q60. It is absolutely stunning. One of the best looking cars on the road. I don't think I've met one person who told me that they think this is ugly. Usually there's always people that, you know, will say a car is ugly, but I haven't had anyone tell me that this car is ugly. And I've shown a lot of customers these cars. And of course, the heart of the Red Sport 400 is this 400 horsepower twin turbo V6, an amazing engine. All right, now after going around the vehicle, how about we take it out for a quick spin? All right, here we are taking this Q60 Red Sport 400 out for a spin. It's been a while since I've done some video in cars, so probably a work in progress. So maybe if this isn't the greatest quality driving, I'll work on getting it better next time. But let's see how this does. So driving the Q60, we have a drive mode selected here. That makes changes to transmission shift points, throttle sensitivity, traction stability control settings. It makes changes to the direct adaptive steering, the digital dynamic suspension. So it's putting it in Sport Plus mode. You'll notice that the steering wheel tightens up really nice. You have a little bit more throttle sensitivity. You can get more power out of the engine without having to dip into the throttle too much. And then the suspension firms up a little bit more as well. Then when you put it in eco mode, the steering lightens up. The throttle, you really have to push the throttle down more to get some power out of it, encouraging a more economical type driving. So I'll put it back in Sport Plus. And then we're going to activate our safety shield button, which is right here. That puts a lot of the driver's assistance features on. We have like distance control assist, we have blind spot warning, blind spot intervention, lane departure warning, lane departure prevention. Hopefully if traffic cooperates, I can demonstrate some of these cool features. So for performance driving, there's a couple different ways. You can put the transmission in sport mode. You put the shifter to the left, right, that, and that allows for a manual shift mode. You can push up to upshift, back to downshift. It will give you rev match downshift for a sportier sound and feel. You can also use the steering wheel paddle shifters to change gears as well. And the cool thing too is, where some vehicles that have manual shift mode, it will override you. Like if you get close to red line, it will automatically shift up, which is kind of annoying. If you're giving me control over changing gears, I want full control. I want to decide when to change gears. I don't want the car to override me. The cool thing about Infiniti is you can bounce it off the rev limiter in manual shift mode. It won't override you. It acts like a true manual gearbox. Pretty cool stuff. All right. Hear a little bit of that nice VR30 engine. Obviously at 400 horsepower, you have plenty of thrust. And let's see if I can get some of these driver's assistance systems to work. So you have to have clear lane markings on the highway. So we have lane departure, lane keep assist. So you always need to pay attention. See, it's kind of going over a little bit, bouncing me around a little bit, but it's keeping me centered in my lane. So if I started veering out, it will steer me back in. And let's also put on the adaptive cruise control. So I'm going to set the adaptive cruise control to 60 miles an hour. So we have the adaptive cruise control on, we have the lane keep system on. So I'm paying attention. So right now the adaptive cruise control is keeping the car at 60 miles an hour. And the lane keep assist is keeping me centered in my lane without me having to make lane corrections. So really a great system. And again, this is to battle driver fatigue. It's not so you can pay attention, not pay attention and get distracted. You need to pay attention. You need to be ready to intervene in case it doesn't read the lane marking. Like it's kind of veering a little bit here. I got a little bit nervous. I might have caught it, but I went and overrode it in that time. Let's give it a try again. Yep, see, it's seeing that lane marking, so it's keeping me in there. But now it's kind of going over a little bit. So really cool system. And it works good, but obviously you need to pay attention. It's not going to work all the time, and it really does do a great job at battling driver fatigue and taking the load off the driver. And really it works with gentle bends in the highway. It's not going to do like sharp hairpin corners and things like that. And if it doesn't see the lane markings clearly, it's not going to be able to steer you back in your lane. So, and you also have to make sure the cameras and stuff are clear. If the cameras get dirty and like especially in the wintertime, you can get road salt on the cameras and sensors. So if that happens, then sometimes those driver's assistance systems won't work.